Welcome back, football fans. We are midway through the NFL season. I don't know if I should shed a tear or just cherish it while it's still here. We are updating our Super Bowl predictions list. This is kind of a 32 team tier list. Here are the categories. We have our Super Bowl prediction, which I'm going to be standing on business. It's going to look crazy, but I'm telling you, it is still going to happen. Super Bowl caliber teams. So basically, guys we think are going to win their divisions or have a really good chance of winning their divisions. Playoff hopefuls / wild card teams that have missing pieces and or injured and just can't make it over the hump. The Dallas Cowboys, and then garbage teams, starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really don't know where I need to put this team. I don't know if they fit in missing pieces / injured. I don't know if they fit in garbage. I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting them down here in garbage right now. The run game is beyond lackluster this year. The receiver core, I told everyone, they're like, oh, they went and got this person, that drafted this person. This is a wide receiver core full of wide receiver twos. They went and got, other than Brian Thomas is an absolute dog. Shout out BT. Absolute demon. A rookie. I'm not expecting a rookie to come in and be that guy year one. Brian Thomas is doing a phenomenal job. They just lost Christian Kirk. The coaching is terrible. The defense is terrible. This team is garbage. Next, an interesting one. We have, let me adjust this camera real quick. The Houston Texans missing Stephon Diggs, missing Nico Collins. And when I say missing, I mean missing desperately. Joe Mixon trying to carry the team on his back. CJ Stroud underperforming the last few weeks, not looking great. The defense is defensing, holding them in there. Stroud is doing what he can. I mean, and it's hard to say Stroud's not doing his best. Give 90% of the quarterbacks in the league, take away their wide receiver 1 and 2, and they are cooked. They are cooked. His wide receiver 1 right now is a guy I was just trolling months ago, about not being wide receiver 1 material. I think he can create great plays with what he has around him. He doesn't have anything around him right now. I'm talking about Tank Dell. I still think, do I think they're Nico Collins is going to come back. I'm still putting them in Super Bowl caliber. I still think they are a Super Bowl caliber team. I just think they need Nico Collins back desperately. The run game is there. It's looking solid. We have next the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is one of my favorite young teams in the league. The run game is hooping. Jordan Love just can't stay healthy. If they can get a healthy Jordan, and what scares me about that is something happens later in the season. Doesn't even have to be a major injury. He's just taken out around playoffs. That is going to be so detrimental to the team when you need your guy in there getting ready, getting hot, getting streaky for the playoffs. I still think one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. Can I name all of them? Probably not, but they're just so consistent. They all have just, I don't know how to say it. They just all have tools that help them be a consistent, solid wide receiver core. I wouldn't take a single one of these guys and be like, this dude is amazing, but them as a whole, an absolute amazing wide receiver core, amazing tight end room, amazing run game, amazing quarterback. The defense is performing. Green Bay is a Super Bowl caliber team. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Dear God, I told y'all last year, and I don't know why you Cowboys fans keep doing this to yourself. If they didn't win the Super Bowl last year, that was the last chance with this team. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to trade off assets. You're going to have to do a little rebuild. I think you get rid of Diggs. I think you get rid of Micah Parsons. I think you trade that for, how do I say this? I think you trade that for draft capital. There are a lot of DNs, cornerbacks, wide receivers, running backs in this draft. You have to hit a little mini rebuild. You just paid Dak Prescott. You're obviously believing in that guy over the next, 4 years? You got to get a team around him. Now, the thing with Dallas, they are really good at finding guys late in rounds. So Dallas Cowboys have their own slot between missing pieces, injured, and garbage because I don't know which one to put them in. I don't think they're a playoff team this year. Next, we have the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams is out here absolutely hooping. I think that last game, I needed Caleb to win that. I wanted him to win Rookie of the Year. I still think he could win Rookie of the Year. I think that Hail Mary last game, even though it was lucky, tipped back, caught, just hurt him a lot losing to Jaden Daniels. I think they both played terrible that game, but I think the winner of that game instantly jumped ahead of the other when Jaden Daniels was already ahead of him by a little bit. I think he instantly jumped over him in Rookie of the Year. So what do I think about the Chicago Bears? I think they are playoff hopeful / wild card. I think they have the tools it takes to get into the playoffs. That division is absolutely ridiculous. That could be the first time we see all 4 teams make playoffs since the new playoff rule was adapted. Their defense is hooping. Their run game is starting to get going. Shout out DeAndre Swift. The thing with DeAndre Swift is he's so streaky. He's going to have some good games. He's going to have a bunch of really bad games. He's going to have some really, really good games. It's just going to be back and forth to that. So I have Chicago Bears, playoff hopeful / wild card. Next, we have the Buffalo Bills. Dear Lord, Josh Allen has shut me up this year. I was the biggest, I don't even want to say Josh Allen hater. I just want to say I think they put him on too high of a pedestal. I think him and Dak Prescott were kind of on the same level. You know, Josh Allen was the turnover king. Dak was playing really good last year. Josh Allen's been the turnover king since he came in the NFL. This year, what, 1 interception on the year? Maybe a fumble. And I think he recovered that fumble. Maybe not. I think 2 turnovers is as much as he has regardless this year, and that is massive. Lost Stephon Diggs in the offseason, of course. Everyone thought that was going to be massive. Blew the defense up. Everybody thought that was going to be massive. I thought they were going to be down further in the division. The Jets suck. The Patriots suck. I guess the Dolphins suck. They're just destined to win this division. Josh Allen playing MVP caliber football. James Cook finally comes full circle, looking like an amazing, I think a top 5 running back in the league, a top 5 bell cow back in the league. You have the defense is playing behind the offense, playing behind Josh Allen. Josh Allen's giving them time to stay off the field, stay energized, not have to be on the field over and over. And that's missing Von Miller. They're missing their best edge, one of their best edge rushers, and they're out here just causing turnovers. They're out here playing great defense. I think the Buffalo Bills could be a Super Bowl caliber team. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know what everyone is going to say. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing great football. He sucks. He has this many interceptions and this many things. Shut up and watch football. You're not shutting up. You're looking at the stats and you're not watching football. Patrick Mahomes is putting this Kansas City team, no matter how the stats look, in perfect positions to score rushing touchdowns, to get in field goal range, to keep the score where it needs to be to win these games. He is perfect in end game football, what he needs to be. The defense, absolutely, it's carrying this year. The offense is still top 10, maybe just bumped out to 11. It will be back top 10. Y'all have to think Patrick Mahomes is going to start absolutely hooping soon. This team doesn't have to go out there like these other teams, win by 30. Put up 30 points, put up 40 points. They can go out here, they can put up 28 points, 25 points, and win the game because the defense is doing great. The offense is chewing time on the clock. They're running the ball. They're doing what they need to do. Give me Kansas City Chiefs as my Super Bowl prediction for the AFC. Next, we have the Denver Broncos. And when I say this is the biggest jump on our list, I thought this team was going to win 3 games this year. This defense is absolutely ridiculous. This defense is absolutely ridiculous doing what they're doing. They have Bo Nix coming in the league, wasn't great at first, still not an amazing passer, can run the ball decently. Shout out Williams for the way he's got the run going. It was looking scary for him the first few weeks, the first few years of his career, injuries, this, that. He has got the rock moving. And that's what this team has to do. Once they get their offense in place, this team could absolutely be terrifying. If they get their offense humming, this team could be terrifying. The Denver Broncos, I think I'm going to put them in missing pieces slash injured. They really don't have any injuries. Do I think they make playoffs? Probably not. I think they have opportunities that they can take hold of and learn from. I think they really just need another wide receiver. I think they really just need, can't even think, maybe some linebackers. What y'all let me know what the missing piece on defense is. I know receivers are big, maybe a little. I just feel like their depth at running back is kind of zapped. They had some injuries early, really upsetting. The running game is looking decent. Just get Bo Nix some more targets. Get him some more time. You know what's missing? Time in the league. That's what's missing for Bo Nix. When I tell you his sophomore year is going to be ridiculous, go get him a weapon. It's going to be crazy. Denver Broncos and missing pieces. Whoo! The Carolina Panthers, man. We went from watching Cam Newton absolutely torture teams on the gridiron to they can't figure out what quarterback they're rolling out. We went from watching Luke Kuechly, one of the best, if not the best, linebacker to ever do it, to watching whatever's on the field now. They're going garbage. I don't got to say a lot. Obviously, a lot of missing pieces. Full rebuild team. They're trading off. They're getting picks where they need to. Hopefully they can make something happen, but there is a lot that needs to happen for this team. Give me garbage for the Panthers. Oh, this one makes me so upset. So, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are interesting, right? Baker Mayfield is a dog. He's out there throwing to wide receiver 3, Jalen McMillan, rookie, makeshift wide receiver core, one of the best offenses in the league when it was healthy. Mike Evans out, Chris Godwin out for the year. The run game finally starting to kind of find some footing. You love to see that. That is going to be so massive for Baker Mayfield. The defense, Tampa Bay's defense has always been I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if I want to put this team in missing pieces slash injured, or if I want to put this team in playoff hopeful wild card, because they're still banging with the best of them. I'm going to put this team in missing pieces slash injured, because if they don't get Mike Evans back soon, it's going to look scary. I hope this team makes playoffs. Love Baker Mayfield. There's just not much he can do in the situation he's in. Missing, again, like we talked about, how many quarterbacks can be missing their 2 top guys, and you can actually expect them to go out there and miss playoffs? I'll name them. Patrick Mahomes. That's it. That's the only quarterback I expect to be missing wide receivers and go make playoffs. Maybe Lamar Jackson. He's throwing to bums anyways. Thank God they went and got Deontay Johnson. Not a dig at Zay Flat, but who was it the ball bounced off? We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. Yeah, give me playoff hopeful for the missing pieces for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings coming off a two-game skid. They were in bye last week. I can't remember. Or do they play Thursday? I can't remember. I think they played Thursday. They played the Rams, right? Or were they on a bye? All the weeks are running together. Obviously, I think they are I think they're a playoff hopeful wild card. This is going to sound crazy, all right? I think the Lions are going to run away with the division, so I think the Vikings are going to have to be a wild card team. I think the Lions might beat them twice, so I think the Vikings have to be a playoff team. Sam Darnold kind of unraveled the last 2 weeks. It was really unfortunate, the face mask, the end of the game against the Rams. We'll get to the Rams in a little bit. Really good defense. The run game's there. The pass game's there. Got to get out of the skid. I think they're a wild card team, not because I don't think they could be Super Bowl caliber, but because I think that the Lions are like that. Next, we have God, it melts my soul to say the Detroit Lions are like, everyone but Jared Goff is like that. That makes me feel better. I like everyone on the team, but Jared Goff, the bus driver. And as much as I call him Amon-Ra the Sunflower, pretty dope nickname I gave him. I know y'all like that. New England Patriots. Do I want to put them in garbage or missing pieces injured? We're going to put them We're going to put him in garbage. We're going to put him in garbage. It's going to be okay. I think this team's a lot closer to being in wild card than staying in garbage for an extended period of time. They got their quarterback. Their run game is getting a little older. They're going to have to fix that. You got to get, dear Lord, the wide receiver core makes me sick. The defense has always been decent. They actually stepped up and started playing a little bit better after the head coach called them out. So was it the head coach for the Patriots or the head coach for the Raiders? Anyways, the Patriots defense has stepped up and looked better. I still think they're a garbage team. They got a lot to fix. They got a lot to work on. They're a really young team, so they'll figure it out. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints. Missing pieces / injured. Derek Carr out. Olave was out for a game or two. Rashid Shaheed, whatever his name is, torn MCL, something in his knee. Meniscus, something. Don't think we'll see him again this year. Super unfortunate. He was having a really good year. Eagles really exposed them. It was super crazy. San Francisco 49ers. Are we going to see Christian McCaffrey this week? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber team. I think they're a playoff hopeful / a wild card team. I think that they're just so injured. Debo hurt, Ayuk hurt, Jennings hurt. Debo not producing. I just think he's hurt. The rib injury is back. Super unfortunate for them. That has pestered him for so long. Christian McCaffrey, we don't know how he's going to look when he comes back. We don't know what the workload's going to look like. I just think they're closer to a playoff hopeful team than a Super Bowl caliber team. Brock Purdy, is the guy we thought he was, a bus driver, landed in the best situation possible. Now, I think he is one of the absolute best bus drivers in the league. I also think he's in one of the best systems in the league. So throw Brock Purdy on the Jets and we'll see how he does. Next, we have the Washington Commanders. Dear God, I hit the nail on the head before the season started. Playoff hopeful team. I think they're better than the Dallas Cowboys by far. I mean, it's not even a debate at this point. I had people arguing with me that it could be debatable. I had the Eagles winning the division and the Commanders getting second place. But what about the Dallas Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys suck. Enough about them. Washington, rookie quarterback, doing dang amazing for being a rookie quarterback. Amazing run game, amazing wide receiver play. Defense is doing what they can, kind of bottom tier. They would be a lot worse if they didn't have Dan Quinn out there coaching them up. Amazing defensive coach. Defensive mind. You don't see a lot of defensive minded coaches be super successful in the league. I mean, they went and got the best possible offensive coordinator they could for this system. I mean, and they said from day one, when he figured out where he was going, creating a whole playbook for Jaden Daniels. And that playbook is disgusting. It's going off. It's doing what it needs to do. Playoff hopeful for Washington. Next, we have the Chargers. I would be lying to you if I said I've watched a lot of Chargers tape this year. I know the run is good. I know Justin Herbert's a dog. I know he's throwing to a lot of... Justin Herbert is doing better than what Trevor Lawrence is doing with probably about the same amount, right? Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston's hurt. I can't name any other receivers. I'm not going to lie to you. Is Palmer still there? Don't know if Palmer's still there. Don't know half the receivers on the Chargers. And they're going out there, they're doing what they need to do. They're losing some close games. They're winning some close games. I'm going to put them in missing pieces. I don't know if they're going to make a wild card. They would have to go on a really crazy run. They're really run dependent right now. So we'll see how that goes. I think they're just missing wide receivers. They got some hurt guys on defense. Now, do I think they could pull it off? Absolutely. Do I think they will? Probably not. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts. I don't even know what to say about the situation this team is in. Your second-year quarterback tapping out mid-game, not because he's hurt. It's not a hurt hamstring. His calf's not strained. His ribs don't hurt. It's not a concussion. Oh, I was tired. Why would you ever step to the podium and say that? I think Joe Flacco gives this team a better opportunity anyways. I just think they're missing pieces. They're injured. It is what it is. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take the L on this one. I said what's his name? I said James Winston. I said Deshaun Watson wasn't the problem. I said the offense was terrible, the O-line was terrible, this, that. Jameis Winston came out and beat the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I still think this team is missing pieces slash injured, a little bit closer to garbage. They're kind of trading off. They're kind of this, that, another. This team's not making playoffs. I think Jameis Winston's going to revitalize his career here, hopefully. I think with Jameis Winston at the helm, at least Browns football is going to be interesting to watch. Next, we have the New York Jets, who just absolutely toppled the hurt Texans, right, on Thursday Night Football. Yes, Thursday Night Football. Kind of looks like it's kind of finally meshing on the offense. The first half looked absolutely terrible. The second half looked great. Defense, top defense in the league. I don't know what to tell you. They're out here absolutely cooking. If the offense can get meshing, I think they're a Super Bowl caliber team. Right now, we're going to put them in a playoff hopeful team. Next, we have the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff, the bus driver. Amon-Ra, the sunflower. Sonic and Knuckles, the cringiest. The absolute cringiest nickname I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, dear God, give me Super Bowl caliber team. I think they have an opportunity. I just don't think they're there yet. This is the part where I said I'm standing on business. All year, my Super Bowl prediction since preseason, since 4 weeks in, since now, has been the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. How do I think the Philadelphia Eagles get here? I think I've said over and over and over and over and over and over. Listen to me, Jalen Hurts. You quit turning the ball over. This team is a Super Bowl caliber team. They got the wide receiver core. They got the run game. They got the O-line. They got the quarterback. Coaching needs to be better. The defense is there. I think this is the defense that can slow down this, and this is absolutely, I think, going to be the NFC Championship game, Eagles-Lions. I think they have the defense to slow the run down. You make Jared Goff pass the ball, he's going to put the Lions in absolutely terrible situations when he has to throw more than 20 times a game. Going to put them in absolute terrible situations. I think the Eagles win and they go to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I think we are missing pieces. I think we're injured. I think we have a decent team. I think we're going to fall short of playoffs. I think we need to find our franchise quarterback. I'm tired of seeing Geno Smith throw the ball. And I might be the only one that says that. I have people telling me, Geno Smith should be in your top 10 quarterbacks. If you watch the Seahawks play, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens, a Super Bowl caliber team. Lamar Jackson going for MVP number 3. I said they need to go get Deontay Johnson. What do? They go and get Deontay Johnson. Dear Lord, if Deontay Johnson can pick up where he left off on Pittsburgh, it's going to be scary. You just got a 2-time MVP, an actual receiver that can catch the ball instead of it hitting him in the helmet. He has 2 of the best tight ends in the league. He has the absolute best running game in the league. He's one of the best running games in the league. The Baltimore Ravens are at the top of the list of Super Bowl caliber teams. Speaking of garbage, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, do we have to dive into this one? Do we have to dive deep into this one? Do we really have to? I mean, yeah, anyways, next we have the Rams. I really think they're a playoff hopeful / wild card team. Everyone was talking about, could they trade Cooper Kupp? Are they going to trade off? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? I just didn't think it made sense. They were 2-4, 1 game out of the division, 2 games out of the 1.5 games out of the division, something like that. And that's without Cooper Kupp. That's without Puka Nacua. They were losing close games. They go out there, they get Kupp and Puka Nacua back. What do? They topple the Minnesota Vikings coming off a loss to the Lions, who should have been trying to bounce back. They topple the Vikings. Now, not the best defense ever. I think with Matthew Stafford, you always have a chance of making playoffs. Next, we have the Bengals. I can't even remember their record off top. I'm still going to put them in playoff hopeful / wild card. Again, Joe Burrow, absolute dog, 4 or 5 touchdowns a game. The defense is terrible. They're lacking a run game, which is kind of getting going. But you have Jamar Chase, you have T. Higgins. You really have two solid wide receiver threes, if I'm being honest. You have a decent tight end. I think the offense is humming. The defense just has to pick it up. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans, another garbage football team. Garbage. I mean, what are you doing with your quarterback? Your run game's Tony Pollard. He's doing okay. He's not getting enough looks because they're just playing from behind so much. The defense is there. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons. I think, and this is going to sound crazy, can I wholeheartedly put the Falcons up there at Super Bowl contender? Can I wholeheartedly put the Falcons up there at Super Bowl caliber team? I'm doing it. I think they have the run game. I think they have the pass game. I think they have Kirk Cousins. I think the O-line is holding up, and I think the defense is playing. You know what? We're going to go ahead and put them in playoff hopeful / wild card. Once I got them up there and started looking at the Ravens, I was just like, they're not beating the Ravens. So Atlanta Falcons, playoff hopeful team. New York Giants, garbage. Not going to go deep into that. I mean, Tyrone Tracy, an absolute dog, though. Malik Neighbors, they got a lot to build around. It's looking good over there in New York. Just got to go get a quarterback. Go get a Cam Ward. You are a New York Giant. The Cardinals, I think they're a playoff hopeful team. I just think that division is anyone's other than the Seahawks for the taking. I just don't like how the Seattle Seahawks are playing football right now. It's hot, not hot, hot, not hot, hot, not hot. Cardinals, 2-game win streak. Call of Duty came out. We just realized Kyler can still play Call of Duty and play football at the same time. Next, we have the Steelers. I will not put them in Super Bowl caliber. I will put them in playoff hopeful wild card. Obviously, I don't think they're beating the Ravens out for the division. I think Russell Wilson at quarterback is giving them a massive, massive better chance opening up the run game. The defense is hooping. You got a quarterback that's going to throw up the 50-50 ball to your best wide receiver on your team finally. I've been just saying that Russell Wilson should start since day one. Obviously, they named him the starter, was dealing with an injury. He's back. Miami Dolphins. This is probably the weirdest team to rank right now. I think that there's potential. I think if Tua stays healthy, they could still we're going to put him in wild card. I still think there's a chance. I still think there is a chance for this team to make playoffs. Tua goes out there, starts hooping. I mean, they are on a rough stretch. They have the Bills this week. The schedule's not getting any easier. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. If they can go out there and beat the Bills, I absolutely think they're a wild card team. If they don't, I think you got to kind of move them down to missing pieces, maybe in the garbage. They just can't be a garbage team. They just have too much. Maybe down in the missing pieces, I don't know. But this is our mid-season NFL team tier rankings. Let me know where your team is ranked. Let me know if I ranked a team too high. Let me know if I ranked a team too low. Down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.